There's a ton of stories about people who have died and then, they see a light or they see a staircase and it's glowing and it's warm and they go up that staircase or they go towards the light and they, see God or they meet their grandmother or their pet and there's this warm, loving feeling. That didn't happen to me. My story is the opposite. It was 1993, and I was living in Boston. Had a crappy job, living in a tiny studio apartment. Didn't even have a phone. And I was super down, depressed, I guess. And I would just, walk to work and walk back and be thinking, I just wish I was dead. Just kill me. I have nothing to live for, no friends. I just want to die. I wish someone would run over me. I wasn't going to commit suicide because I was scared of that, but I really wished for someone to run me over or, get hit by a falling rock or something. And my, routine was to come home from work, go to a bar, have a bunch of beers, come back, go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing. Until one night when I woke up. I don't know if you've ever done this, when you just immediately wake up. But I immediately woke up and it was like 3 a.m. and I had this cold sweat. And I heard this music playing, this like heavy, demonic, growly dirge kind of a music. And there was, I didn't see it, but I felt it, and I could almost taste it. It was what felt like 1,000-pound demon standing on my chest, laughing with like a maniacal laugh, saying, "You want to die, motherfucker? You're going to go to hell tonight. Let's go." And I was scared to death. And I don't know why. I was not a super religious person. But I was, first I just tried to get out of the bed and I couldn't move a muscle. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move anything. And the more I tried to move, the heavier it felt on my chest. And I absolutely 1,000% believed I was going to hell right then. And I remember thinking, if I can say the Lord's Prayer, I'll be okay. If I can just say the Lord's Prayer, I'll be okay. And I would try to get the words out, and immediately the music would be louder, and the pressure was harder, and the voice was even more maniacal. Like, yeah, no one's going to save you now, motherfucker. And so the next thing I know, I try to get a couple of words out, and then I wake up and I'm on the floor on my face. So I've gotten out of bed, but I've only made it a foot. And then I wake up again, and there's that same voice, same music. And I kept thinking, if I could, a few more words, "Our Father who art in heaven," and then the laughing would kick back in, like, that's not going to work. And I just thought to myself, I got to get out of the apartment. I got to get out. I got to get out of here. I got to say the Lord's Prayer. I got to get out. And I remember walking towards the kitchen, and then the next thing I knew, I woke up again, face down, face planted right on the tile of the kitchen. The laughter's there, the music's there, and I kept saying, I gotta say the prayer, I gotta say it, I gotta say it. And I get a few more words out. I get to the door, and it's 3 a.m. I don't have a phone. I just start yelling, "Call 911, call 911," because I was in an apartment, and there were literally apartments right next door. And I'm still feeling like I'm going to hell, but I keep saying parts of the prayer until I finally kind of get it all out. And then the guy cracks open the door, and I'm sure they thought I was a complete lunatic, but they just kind of peer out the door, and now I'm just, all of a sudden I say it, I get the entire prayer out, and it's like the sky lifted. And all of a sudden I'm like in my mind again. I'm laying in my underwear on the tile floor of an apartment building. But I'm like happy again. And then I see the paramedics coming walking up the steps. And I remember thinking, and I'm like jubilant, whatever, thinking, those are the apostles coming to save me. And it was not the apostles, it was the Boston Fire Department. And they came walking up the stairs, got me, put me on a stretcher, carried me down in the ambulance back to going to the hospital. And I felt great. I mean, felt like I was alive. And I just, I can still feel the heaviness that was on my chest. Like right now, I can still feel what that was like. And it was the most important, scariest event of my life. And I'm embarrassed to talk about it because I really feel like people are going to think I'm an idiot or some lunatic. And again, this happened 31 years ago. And I've probably only told 7 or 8 people because I'm embarrassed that people are going to think I'm weird or crazy. But I felt tonight like I was watching a video on YouTube. And basically it was saying, you don't know how much time you've got left. You don't know if you've got 30 years, or 30 days, or 30 minutes. And I felt compelled to get this on tape. And maybe no one will ever see it. But I have to believe that if maybe one person sees it and it confirms something that happened to them, or it paints a picture like it did for me, that hell is absolutely real. Absolutely real. And it is the scariest fucking thing you can imagine. And I truly believe there's only one name that will save you, and it's Jesus Christ. And I know that today that's not politically cool. And I know that it's exclusive, that Muhammad's not going to save you. The avatars of Hinduism aren't going to save you. Buddha isn't going to save you. There's one word, one name above all the names. And he's the only name. And like the author C.S. Lewis says, you have to either believe that Jesus was the Son of God or that he was a lunatic. You can't say he was a good man or a good teacher or even just say he was a prophet. It's all or nothing. And you can't say that all religions are the same and they all go to the same place, because Islam says Jesus was a prophet, not God. So you can't just say the other ones are also waste because they contradict each other. They can't all be true. There's only one that can be true. And it is Jesus Christ. And I just pray that someone watching this, if they felt like what I felt, or if they're searching, and maybe they only see all the good videos, which is great. I believe every one of those videos, that people see a light and it's warm and loving. I absolutely 100% believe them. But I absolutely believe stories about people like me who were going to hell. And if I hadn't said the word Jesus, I'd be dead, I'd be in hell, and that would be it. Thanks for watching. God bless you. If you haven't looked into Jesus, read the Gospels. You don't have to read the whole Bible. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's 180 pages. Read it. Make up your own mind. Is he real or a fake? Is he reliable or a lunatic? I will tell you he's real.